Hello and welcome back to the Never Worse podcast. I'm your host, Tom Brown, joined today by my brother Jack, and it is the first day of spring. And Jack, it's baseball preview time.
That's it. The baseball show. This is the baseball show, damn it.
Yeah, no more of Tim's nonsense.
Antics.
I don't
Yep,
even,
exactly.
I don't even know. I guess that's the only way to describe it. His, he says he uses a microphone. I have not seen it in 4 years. He doesn't use headphones, which is strange. So luckily, he
So
just,
Griff and Lenny are listeners.
yeah, well, they're participants. Um, so what we're going to do is first things first is we're going to just quickly talk about the World Baseball Classic because we haven't been on mic in, God, like a week and a half to talk about it. And it's over as Venezuela beat the U.S. in the finals 3-2. And I did a coffee in the car after U.S. Dominican. And I'll tell you right now, it's just the best.
It's the
And
best tournament in sports. I mean, come at me, World Cup fans.
oh, wow, I mean, there's a pretty stellar historic one happening right now.
Tom, I'd argue, I know this isn't the show for it. I'd argue that name, image, and likeness has kind of taken the shine off of the NCAA tournament. But yeah, sure.
Yeah, Duke almost got upset yesterday, so that's what we're here for.
Mm.
Um, Sienna did not make subs until there was like 10 seconds left. Did you see that?
Yeah, I
It's
didn't watch it.
insanity.
As
Five
you saw
guys played 40 minutes.
in one of our group texts, the tournament snuck up on me this year. The tournament
I'm
fully
gonna be
snuck
honest.
up
I
on
didn't.
me.
I didn't watch the game. I was in a. I was in a class for work because unfortunately I have a real job that
Yeah,
no
like and
longer lets me
subscribe,
set
guys. We
up.
say it all the time. Like and subscribe.
Yes, please like and subscribe. You know, we're on the very slow climb on YouTube subscribers. We picked up another one. So we're pretty close to injecting those ads. We just need roughly 4,980 more subscribers to start being able to have a little ad in between these episodes. But back to the WBC. Um, Bryce Harper hit a clutch eighth inning home run, and then unfortunately for us Red Sox fans, Garrett Whitlock leadoff walk, steal, and Eugenio Suarez doubles him home, and that's a wrap. But still, like you said,
Eugenio, I was
go
just
ahead.
gonna say, Eugenio Suarez, normally a three true outcome guy.
Yeah,
He
just
had he had something different than the three he normally produces.
yeah, and it wasn't like a exit velocity darling. It was like I'm strong enough to get this off the label and put it in a place where I can get a double and the run will score. Because I think Pete Crow Armstrong was out there and he might be the best defensive center fielder in baseball. So
Tom, I think the guy ahead of him resides in Fenway Park.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure. I'll argue that all day, sure. Um, but the one thing that you were worried about, especially with Venezuela playing back-to-back days for the championship, you started hearing chirping from teams. Um, Mason Miller was only going in if there was a save situation, and then same with Venezuela's closer who was on the Cubs. The Cubs were like, you can put him in if you have a lead in the ninth, but otherwise, please don't pitch him. So I don't know how it's interesting because they go back and, we're less than a week away from opening day. You can't have like the ramp down week where they're like, okay, you're just scaling it back. I bet he just gets like 2 or 3 days off and then gets back to it. But it's just a
Yeah,
bummer that gets into it.
it's not only that, it goes back to before the tournament started with teams or players not being able to get insurance
Oh,
because there
that's
are injury
ridiculous.
risks in the WBC. Major League Baseball, this is Major League Baseball's tournament. However, it seems like it operates almost independently from Major League Baseball owners who are just doing their most to ruin baseball for everyone else except themselves. And you'll hear a lot more about that at the end of the season. But
Yes, when our
it's
baseball podcast is nothing going on, still locked
that's a
in.
hiatus. That's a big hiatus.
um, but yeah, we're gonna have to get creative. We're gonna have to start talking about movies or something. But yeah, it's a shame, and I I gotta say, I obviously like I pull for the U.S., but if the final was Dominican versus Venezuela, I was watching it. If the final was Dominican versus Japan, I was watching it. They
100%.
and this was the first time Italy made their they made a little Cinderella run. I It's the first time I feel like you had that in the WBC. Normally it's like, okay, the teams you expect advance
Yep.
and they're loaded with major league players. I mean, Italy was. But
Yep.
the Pasquatch is their best player. That's not quite the
Yeah, the Pasquatch was
level.
their captain. I don't know if he was their best player, but I think if anybody has a problem with the Italian Americans playing for Team Italy, go ahead and watch any interview of Vinny Pasquantino saying why it's important for them. It was really cool, and I've argued it since the beginning of the WBC. That's a hard guy not to like, and then you hear him in interviews and say, "Oh wow, I wish this guy was the Red Sox first baseman."
Yeah, the Red Sox first baseman didn't get a lot of play as that tournament went on, but
No, he
still
did not.
spring. I still think he'll be fine at Fenway. The final thing that you hear about the WBC before we move on to our preview here, I just don't agree with it would all be fixed if they're in the middle, if they take 2 weeks in the summer. I don't agree with that at all. And the reason I say that is now the Giants, it's July or August. The Giants have now had a surprise season and they're contending for a wild card spot. So now they're going to be like, yes, it's August. Let's add innings to Logan Webb's workload. We definitely will allow that because he's stretched out. I think that's less likely.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I actually like it before the season. I think it's on the players selected to get ready for the tournament. Like you're not going to tell me that Shohei Ohtani, Yamamoto, and Masataka Yoshida didn't, pretty much plan their offseason workouts to be ready for the WBC. And then not only that, but the middle of the season thing, like the only way I could see that ever happening is for a bigger event, which would be the Olympics, which I honestly don't think will happen either. Because of what you just said. In the middle of the season, a lot more things are possible for teams, which would give them even more pause to like say exactly what you said. Like, I'll send my best pitcher to the WBC to go balls out for 2 weeks, in
Yeah.
a hope to win a
Just
championship.
not, that's, plus it's just like you get in the mood for the season more with these games that matter in March rather than, I mean, I can watch 4 innings. I can watch the starter for the Red Sox pitch. And once those AAA and AA guys start coming in, I'm like, okay, I saw what I needed to see. I saw Crochet. I saw Bayo. I saw Duran, and so having the competition actually matter in a sense is great. And I don't know. There's just the whole thing you see afterwards, like Bryce Harper is dapping up everyone on Venezuela. You listen to Sal Perez in the post game show, and he's just like super happy. It's great. And now we can talk about the worst team in the National League Central. So let's
Oh, great.
um
Before we go, but Tom, wait.
yeah.
Before we move off of this,
Hmm.
um, I just want to say a lot was made of the robotic kind of style of Team USA. There was obviously the Mark DeRosa fumble after they lost to Italy in pool play. Um, so in addition to maybe getting more than one start from the defending Cy Young winner, who I guess has, 400 million reasons to want to go back and get ready for the Tigers because he is going to be a free agent. Um, I think that, I think that a little bit more fun could be injected into the U.S. dugout. I mean, Pasquatch was making espresso. They were rocking an Armani coat. Venezuela started each game off with every team member doing some traditional dance in the dugout. The Dominican players have gone on record and said, this means more to me than a World Series. Like, I think people confuse Team USA's patriotism with excitement for being in the tournament, and it did not come off that way. I mean, let's have some fun. That would be my only note for the 2029 World Baseball Classic is let's remove the stick from our collective asses and go out
Yeah.
there and have fun. I think when they started to press in the game versus the Dominican and especially in the Venezuelan game, they were trying way too hard. They were nervous about failing because they were such heavy favorites. And, I think that pressure could tell when Willie Abreu hits a home run, the entire country of Venezuela goes nuts for him, and you could kind of feel that. It just was a different feeling than even 2023. And I think like even a guy like Mookie Betts, who just has a happy disposition and a good personality to have fun while playing baseball, made all the difference in the world. I think Aaron Judge as a captain is a good move if you want to get star players. However, I think there's a serious conversation to be had about Aaron Judge's clutch gene. And again, I think that the U.S. played with very little swag, very little fun until Bryce Harper's home run. And even that, the dugout was more relieved that he hit a home run rather than pumped that they just tied the championship or the just tied it in the eighth inning of a championship game.
Yep. Oh, sorry. I was not saying yep to you. I got a question about Curious George. So I agree. And as you're saying that, I'm starting to think like you have even in when you get into the dregs of the major league season, you look around and it's like it's the Latin players that are fun, the most fun, like the most oddball shows personality guy, especially that was actually on the team, is PCA. His hair is a different color. I'm surprised his hair wasn't dyed a flag because he does stuff like that. It's just such like a,
It's
I don't
business.
know.
It's it they,
Yeah,
like it. It almost seemed like they should have entered that last game with with suits on. Like we're going to check into work. Well, it just
yeah.
it just seemed different for every other country. Like even Japan, who is normally the most businesslike in the tournament, with Otani at the top of that lineup, he hits the home run, he tells them all to calm down, and then he has the big game where he's like doing the celebration and eating noodles. They didn't even have like a team celebration. It just didn't seem as fun as it did in 2026. And again, that could be mounting pressure because they were the overwhelming favorites. But it just looked like they played with a giant stick up their ass the entire tournament, especially after they lost to Italy.
Yeah, I wonder if they like I wonder if they're like coaches like are too
I think there
old
needs to be a
school
change. I think there needs to be a change in coaching and management.
because like it just like I don't know, it's just like seems so like you don't show up the pitcher, you don't celebrate, you shake hands after a home run. It's like so lame. But yeah, great tournament. It'll be not 3 more years. We'll be talking about it again. But for now, let's talk about quickly. I think we should do this quickly. We dove in more to the teams earlier in the West, but time got away from us, and Jason Tatum came back, so there wasn't anything we could do about that. So we abandoned the division by division preview, and we'll just quickly go through and I don't know. Is there anything? Maybe we could do it this way. What are you looking at with the St. Louis Cardinals that might be like a good thing this year?
Jordan Walker continues to improve. Um, I mean, they traded a lot of guys. They traded Arenado to the Diamondbacks. They traded Contreras to the Red Sox. Um, it's basically a start over in St. Louis. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, seems like teams bring in Chaim Bloom to be like build up our farm system. The question is will they let him go longer than the Red Sox did? Uh
Well, I think so. I think so because the Cardinals ownership is not John Henry and that group where it's just we're going to tell you one thing, but being fiscally responsible is really all we care about.
yeah, so Sonny Gray, Mason Wynn, Brandon Donovan, Wilson Contreras. Those were the
Oh,
top four Fangraph war guys for the Cardinals, and three of them are gone.
I was going to say,
So,
and that's not even counting Arenado, who was probably their biggest star name-wise.
right, but had a rough year, and he might actually end up being better because that's just like, unless you're Mark McGuire. Um, yeah, I think they are going to take the spot from the Pirates as the worst team in the division, and Fangraphs has them there
Maybe,
with 75 wins.
maybe.
Uh,
Pirates outside of Paul Skeens still stink.
I know I saw a funny little reel that said Paul Skeens walking into the Pirates dugout after the World Baseball Classic, and he like looks around and slumps his shoulders, and a guy wearing a glove on his wrong hand says, "Hey, Paul, you want to have a catch?" Um, they they're trying to say, projections wise at least, they're people are saying the Pirates are expected to be a little better, and we've talked about it. They should be
They
because
should start Connor Griffin at the start
they
of the
should.
season in major leagues.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
All right, all right, all right.
All right, we'll go with the Cincinnati Reds, who took a huge blow with Hunter Green having bone chips removed from his elbow, so he's not going to start the year with the squad.
I
And
did not hear that. That changes my Cy Young prediction.
Ellie De La Cruz remains their most exciting guy. They are, uh, you know, 77 wins is their projection.
That seems
So,
low for the Cincinnati Reds. Weren't they a playoff team last year? Yeah, they were.
um, yeah, I think I, it's interesting. Like Francona gets a lot out of guys, so it wouldn't be crazy if they were like an 81. They won 83 games last year. So Fangraphs is projecting 6 game regression. That's just projections. They lie sometimes, most of the time. And it depends. It like how long is Hunter Green going to be out, I don't see a timeline here. Uh he's expected out until July. So that hurts. That's bad. You've lost your by far your best pitcher. Uh so I don't know. I can see them actually taking a step back if they're not getting 25 to 30 starts out of Hunter Green. And then next up, we do have this is where it gets wonky. A team that won 97 games last year. They have the Brewers next, finishing third. But it's only a 1 game difference. The Brewers and the Pirates are separated by a projected 1 game.
I'm
Oh, the
sorry, I don't
Brewers
have
got
the
rid
numbers in
of.
front of me, Tom. You're saying that Fangraphs is saying that the two-time defending NL Central champion is going to finish 1 game behind the Pittsburgh Pirates?
Yes. Um,
Yikes.
no Freddie
Yikes.
Peralta. Uh, they got rid of Caleb Durbin, as we know. Um, yeah, they I said this during the World Baseball Classic. I think Bryce Durang's the best second baseman in baseball. Uh, didn't he get MVP votes last year?
He may
I
have. I
think
know he
he,
made the all WBC team.
yeah, uh, I just, it's interesting because they don't win in a way you're like, Um, oh, that makes sense. Uh, oh no, Turing fell down. He was 14th in voting. Um, he got, yeah, not a lot. But I guess these projections are worried about Peralta and guys. I mean, they just gave up on, not gave up, but they just traded Durbin, which is interesting to me, which maybe we'll get to when we get to the Red Sox. I I could see them also just being like, oh, the Brewers won 90 games again. They've done that like consistently like the last 5 years. They just like overachieve, and that's kind of their game. They win weird games. They go on long winning streaks. So we'll see. But Freddie Peralta making the difference of 9 games. I mean, it's not just him that's changed, but it seems like a big drop off. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. So are the Cubs? Again, I don't have the projections like you have in front of me, so that would leave the Pirates and the Cubs above them.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Uh,
don't see it with the Pirates.
yeah. Let's see. Let's see any big moves with. Uh, hold on. Load. Trying to get Fangraphs to load here to get some. See what their off season was like. Additions: Rengifo, Gary Sanchez.
Those aren't division winning additions.
No, no, no. Caleb Durbin, they lost. Uh, so Milwaukee didn't add a ton of people. So yeah, they David Hamilton, Jack. So maybe he does it there. He wasn't doing it for the Red Sox, but um, yeah. All right, so let's move on to the Pirates. I guess everyone is just really hoping Connor Griffin becomes something here. Uh,
Really just putting
because
all the
they are
Connor
won
Griffin is
seven.
Honest Wagner bucket.
Yeah, so 71 wins last year, projected for 82 this year. And Mitch Keller, they added Paul Skeens. We know Connor Griffin looks like he's going to be their starting shortstop. Um, Miguel Ozuna, they added. You just look around, and I guess they are thinking when they look at these projections, they must be like, everyone else is going to struggle. That's where we're getting this, you know? Because I don't know, man. I don't know how they're making an 11 game jump. Can I say that? Is that
No,
safe to
yeah.
say about the Pittsburgh Pirates?
Yeah, Tom. This is not only a safe space, I think you're correct in saying that.
So, um, they they still have Paul Skeens. So a
Sure.
loss in there's not a loss that's going to shake up whatever that roster was last year, like Freddie Peralta, you know.
Hmm.
But the additions also, Marcelo Zuna is sure he's going to be better than whatever power hitter you had last year. O'Neill Cruz is still in center.
Bad
Ryan
defensive center
O'Hearn,
fielder, though. Bad defensive center fielder. Really
yeah,
good arm. Probably hits the
does
ball
it.
harder than anybody in the major leagues.
It's interesting. Maybe a right fielder with the arm, but probably he should be a DH.
Yeah.
Um, Ryan O'Hearn signed for 2 years. Dennis Santana, is this a reliever? I don't know.
Ryan O'Hearn
Connor Griffin,
was the first free agent signed to a multi-year contract by the Pirates since Francisco Liriano.
yeah. Talk about a team that, you know, we'll get into the billionaire owner aspect of this a lot, probably next November and December. Um, but you're a billionaire. You don't there isn't a reason you don't have to do this. I have deep feelings on if you don't put good players on the field, then that's why you don't have fans in the stands. And if you're going to cry
Right.
poor in attendance, the product matters. But that's for when we're in a dark place next winter. Yeah, Jack, I mean this could be a fourth place team. Connor Griffin is 19 years old and he could just struggle because he's a 19-year-old.
Could be a
He
fifth
might
place team.
he probably will be awesome, but he might struggle because he's can't drink beer.
They when they played the Red Sox earlier this year, like it was one of the first spring training
Yeah,
games. But
I
anyways,
remember the game.
Connor Griffin had two bombs in Fenway South, and Lou Merlone said, "Are they really thinking this guy is going to start in the minors? He should bat third on this team."
Yeah. I that's the thing. If I I don't know. I think these projections are really hoping for some regression between the Brewers and
Brewers and
Reds
the Cardinals,
because
I guess.
yeah, Cardinals they're going to stink. I don't think we have to worry about that. And then finally the Cubs projected to win the division. Um it makes sense.
Yeah, sure. I think the Cubs are good. I think they're going to get Justin Steele back this year. Um, they
Matthew Boyd was
they
really good.
Yep, Matthew Boyd was really good. Cade Horton was a good
Hmm.
rookie last year. And they have Imanaga, and then I mean, professional hitters all throughout the lineup. Seiya Suzuki's an all-star. Pete Crow Armstrong is a superstar. Um,
They
and I mean, the
signed Alex
loss of
Bregman,
Kyle Tucker is a big one, but
but they signed Bregman.
yeah. Oh,
Um
oh, right. When the Red Sox could have sworn they would just have Bregman because they're the good old Red Sox. We don't need to make him any offers. We don't need to listen to what he wants. Yeah, the Cubs
uh
did.
Seiya Suzuki did get hurt in the WBC. He has a PCL
Yep.
sprain.
Sprain. Very.
Yep.
Not a big one.
So they're gonna wait and make a decision. It says here on his availability for opening day. Which, if they sit him an extra week, um, now here's who I'm a little interested in is Owen Cassie. Oh no, they traded him to the Marlins. Never mind. Never mind.
Team
I thought
Canada
that was
hero.
yeah. Um, but yeah, Bregman he's a solid guy. I actually think he was pretty terrible in the WBC, but
He was terrible
um,
in the WBC. He wasn't that great when he came back after his injury for the Red Sox.
yeah, I think also a little deeper to left field in Chicago. It's like 355 feet, so that little right down the left field line was more beneficial probably at Fenway than it was for at Wrigley, but
I
overall, just
mean, we
like
knew
the
that going in, though. His career numbers at Fenway were like eye-popping.
another reason maybe to keep him, but um. So I agree with this. I think the Cubs will win the division. And now let's move to AL. Buzz through this one as well. Um, no surprise here. The Chicago White Sox are slated to come in last place.
That's about all the
Um,
time we need to spend on them.
yeah, although I like Kyle Teal.
He got hurt in the
And
WBC too.
yeah,
I think an
but yeah,
oblique, right?
was it? I thought he was hobbling around on his leg trying to stretch out a double.
Oh, was it a hamstring? Yeah, it was. He came out hamstringing.
Um, yeah. So that's the White Sox are projected to have a whopping 69 wins. Now here's one, Jack, that we can talk about is very similar to the Brewers. The Guardians
Hmm.
won the division last year, and now they're scheduled, or I keep saying scheduled. They're projected to come in fourth. Just another team that's like, why are you doing that? Put them put them higher. I mean, it's just projections, but 76 wins. No, they got a cheap owner, doesn't want to
Hmm.
pay, but they have I think we can say best third baseman in baseball.
Yikes. Yeah, probably.
Um,
I had a bit of a St. Patrick's Day sports argument because I think it was an insurance thing with Jose Ramirez. I'm not 100% sure. Um, but does he start for the team for Team Dominican over Manny Machado?
That's a great question, Jack. I think in that situation, Machado is going to get the nod out of like respect, and I don't know if he's been around longer, but I just
He
think,
has.
yeah, I think he's a bigger name. Um, but at this point, I think Ramirez is a better player.
Yeah, maybe. Um, the argument was made was would he go to second base and play over Ketel Marte, which I said, Ketel Marte might be one of the best players in baseball that not everybody knows about yet.
Also, I mean, this some people just play one position.
Yeah,
Jose
exactly.
Ramirez doesn't know how to play second base.
Tom, I'm not trying to Alex Cora you, man.
Just, anyways, back to now. Them falling off is very possible. Uh, but I'm gonna leave that door open because they keep winning by crazy in crazy ways.
Okay, my thoughts on the Guardians then. Um, I think they're going to be there towards the end. I don't think there's one clear team in the AL Central who's going to be like, we're the best. Do I think the Royals have that possibility? Yes, I think they have the second best player in the league. They also, if they get a better season from my guy Cole Reagans, could be there at the top, but I just don't see one team here running away with it. We know it's not going to be the White Sox. Um, the Tigers were good the whole of last year. They have really good pitching. But I don't know. I just don't see the Guardians being so far out of it that this division is a wash one way or the other. Not the White Sox, the
Okay,
Guardians.
we're
Right.
back. Good vamping, Jack. Thank you. People appreciate it. Here's one I don't agree with. Can I just say? Why are the Twins ahead of the Guardians?
Yeah, I don't know. Twins have good pitching. Um, but I'm not 100% sure. When I was just doing my vamp, the Twins didn't even pop into my mind as one of the teams that could compete with Cleveland, Detroit, or even Kansas City.
They didn't add. So this team that won, okay, I'm just confused here. This team that won 70 games last year didn't add one player with a WAR over one. Why are they better than the Guardians?
I don't know.
Byron
Maybe they
Buxton,
added, did they add 10 guys with a war over one? So that would lead to 10 more wins.
like, I just don't know. Royce Lewis, Byron Buxton, are you getting 120 games out of them? Are you getting 120 games out of them combined?
Yeah, that's a good call.
So, um, yeah, and then Tyler Rogers is there. I mean, Joe Ryan's good. Bailey Ober is fine. Taj Bradley,
Pablo Lopez?
Pablo Lopez is out, I believe.
No, he just couldn't get insurance for the WBC, I thought.
I think he tore his
He's healthy.
UCL.
Oh no, did he?
Mm-hmm. He's on the
Well,
60-day IL.
that's not good.
Yeah. Pablo Lopez needs a new elbow, is a article written a month ago.
Mm.
So, yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't see it. I just
Yeah, it looks
there's
like they're just gonna start the season without Joe Ryan too. Woof.
so yeah,
You know
that
what, Tom? I'm
maybe
questioning. I'm gonna call into question these Fangraphs projections because I don't think I've agreed with a single one of them yet.
right. And then the Royals, the Royals will, in my opinion, be the second best team in this division, and they have the best player in this division. They
They have
have
the
a
best
guy
player in
that
the league.
is inching himself into the Aaron Judge Shohei Ohtani discussion year by year. And do you know what, Jack? Can I just say something about Bobby Witt Jr.?
Sure.
He's only 25.
Yeah, it's the Pro Bobby Wood Jr. podcast. Of course you can.
He is he is so in the middle of his prime that he is so important to the league right now and to his team that they adjusted the fences in Kansas City. When they do that, they are like, we need to maximize this guy in his prime while we have him. I'm gonna get another snack. But let me get this for you going while I go grab this snack for these ravenous kids that usually aren't here on Fridays. Um, Cole Reagans coming off a pretty injury riddled, not as good as he was 2 years ago season. I know he's one of your guys.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I? Yeah, what did he make? He made 13 starts last year. How are you feeling? How's the Cole Reagans bandwagon right now?
I mean,
We're not watching this while
it's optimistic, but at the same time, I hope that he makes 30 starts, right? If he makes 30 starts, I'm not going to say he's going to be to the level he was 2 years ago because that put the Kansas City Royals directly in line to win the AL Central, not only make the playoffs, but if he's healthy and he can give you 30 starts, this is a remarkably better baseball team. Simple as that. You need a top front of the line starter to compete in any playoff series, but you need them to be your stopper the entire year. And if Reagans is healthy, he is exactly that for the Kansas City Royals. He's the top end front of the line starter that they haven't had there since God, James Shields. Like, and he's a better version of James Shields. Cole Reagan's at his best. It's better than James Shields was. So he means a ton for that lineup or for that team.
Yeah, I'm trying, as you said that Shields thing, I'm trying to place some starters there. Uh jeez. Uh I guess the problem is they lost their ace of the future in a car accident in the offseason. So that
Yeah,
was
terrible.
that was like 10 years ago now, but um Seth Lugo was good for them for a few years.
He was, yeah, I think he was, well, he was an
Uh
all-star, if not last year, the year Cole Reagans was. And then, we haven't discussed him on this podcast, but they have a hell of a breakout star playing third base for them in Michael Garcia, who just won MVP of the WBC. Like
right.
there's some talent on that team, and it's young talent. And Pasquatch is probably still good for like 25 to 30 homers and 100 RBIs.
Sure. And I was just looking at where is it? Caglion, his first
He's
full
coming.
season.
He's coming.
Guy he what he might end up being is a three true outcomes guy, but that
Yeah,
doesn't
but
hurt
he hits
at
the
your
ball hard.
yeah, it doesn't hurt if that's your 4 or 5 hitter. And so I like their chances. Caglion could be another reason that they're adjusting the fences there.
I would say that in the last 2 seasons of baseball, the Kansas City Royals, Cole Reagans pitching at Fenway, and Bobby Witt Jr. are, besides the Dodgers with their stacked lineup, the only team that I have gone out of my way to go see live to see those two players.
Yeah, that sounds like a lovely time. Uh,
It was great.
so then we
Reagans did
can,
shut the Red Sox down, and Bobby Witt Jr. hit a home run. They really couldn't ask for a better scenario.
and then finally they have the Tigers winning, who won last year. Um, they have the 1A or 1B best pitcher in the American League.
In the American,
Um,
the best pitcher in the American League.
some Red Sox fans would disagree with you, but
Some Red Sox fans would have to look at the last two Cy Youngs and absolute dominant seasons by Tarek Skubal. I love Garrett Crochet and he eats, but my goodness, Tarek Skubal is better.
so uh they added Framber Valdez. They
Good
have
F.
Jack Flaherty. They added Justin
Jackie
Verlander
Flats.
again.
Swan song in it.
Yeah, and there's just, I mean, we talked about this on the AOS pod. I still don't think it's better than the Mariners. And it's just, maybe I'm too invested in the Red Sox aspect of it, but the argument between the Tigers and the Red Sox having the best AL rotation is like, do we just stop after the top two when we do this? Because like Justin Verlander isn't it. Like a rotation,
Yeah.
like we talked about, the
Well, who?
firepower at the number one spot between the Tigers, Red Sox, and Mariners swings to the Tigers and the Red Sox, sure. But then the depth after that, I still think is the Mariners.
Well, so do I, because I think that arguably all five of the Mariners starters, definitely four of the five, could be aces on any other team, like number one start the year guys. And with the exception of like the Tigers, the Red Sox, and if Garrett Cole's healthy, the Yankees. But I don't see the depth argument coming into play for the Red Sox as much as I do for the Tigers. I mean, yes, there's Sonny Gray and Ovidio and um, Bayo is there, who's having, who looks to have an uptick. But I mean, I worry about a lot of their mid rotation, end of the rotation guys, and even still like early and Tolley are gonna start in Worcester. And it's like those are the exciting guys that you want to see on the team.
Yeah. So around the horn here, Riley Green had a great year. Kind of had a breakout last year.
He
Uh,
swings and misses so much though.
yeah, yeah. But is it swing and miss? But what's his K rate? His K rate's 21.
High.
That's not that bad.
Yes. Oh, that must have gone down because I thought he was a
Oh
high
wait.
swing
Oh
and miss guy.
nope. It's 30. I was looking at
Yeah.
spring training.
I was
Um,
gonna say, Tom, that doesn't sound right.
yeah. Okay. I was looking at why are you adding spring training in here? Get out of here. No, get out of here. But 36 homers, 31 doubles. Uh, it it did go up. The K rate went up, the walk rate went backwards. So that's not good, but he doesn't mean he's not really good. And then I don't know, you just go around Colt Keith, Dingler, Torkelson was better last year. He kind of finally had something going. Um, there was the big worry about him being a capital B bust, but 31 homers last year. It
That's
they
weird. That's weird that they like people in baseball are so quick to call a number one prospect a bust. Like people say that about Henry Davis right now. I'm like, baseball is a hard game to figure out. Like Shohei Ohtani is like incomparably better than what he was in 2018 when he came up. Like it's a learning game.
Yeah, I mean, Torkelson's still only 25. I just heard arguments being made in those first years is like this is what happens when you take a right first baseman. It's like the
Yeah.
danger of that. You're not getting the Bobby Witt toolkit. But I think they are going to win the division. Uh, all these projections, all these picks, if Skubal misses time, then forget about it. That division's open. That's the
hmm
Royals to take.
Well, that
Uh,
was like last year when it was in spring training that Garrett Cole needed surgery. And it was just like everybody in the AL East just heard the sound of a door swinging wide open.
right. Uh, so we can move to the AL East, which we're 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 lagging a bit here. So Nationals, Marlins, honestly, Phillies. The
You
Phillies,
mean
I
the
think
NL
have
East?
the Phillies have kind of passed
Phillies have a
their.
pretty good rotation.
Yeah, they lost the guy to the Red Sox, which you know Nola was good in the WBC, but he struggled last year.
Yeah. But I mean, they
And
still
Zach,
have Zach Wheeler and Christopher Sanchez.
yeah, we'll see how Zach Wheeler when he comes back. He had thoracic outlet syndrome last year, which people usually don't come back from very. They don't come back the same. Um, so, you know, I wonder if, that window is starting to slowly close. You have your president of baseball operations telling your star player, your highest paid guy, didn't have an elite season. You just generally don't want to say that out loud. But you also have a DH and leadoff guy that led the league in home runs last year. So this team's gonna hit some homers. The question with the Phillies for me is, can they get the outs? Like,
Yeah, yeah, sure, but I think my question is like Harper, Schwarber, Turner, they're starting to get up there. Like, are they going to continue being at the top of their game? Besides the eighth inning of the WBC, I don't necessarily think Bryce Harper had a great tournament, and besides one at bat, I don't think Kyle Schwarber had a great tournament. So you wonder there, and Kyle Schwarber is like the weirdest WAR player ever because he'll hit 40 home runs, but he'll do that, striking out 140 times and hitting 130.
he's the most, he is just like the most old school, what we grew up with home run hitter, where it's like you hit home runs or you kind of strike out. He is the poster boy for three true outcomes. So he hit 56 home runs last year, walked 15% of the time, and struck out 27% of the time. That's it. There's that like that's that describes three true outcomes. If you don't know what that means, just look at his stat sheet, the
Yeah.
back of his baseball card. All right.
Homer strikeout walk.
So here's my dilemma. The Atlanta Braves are the football and Lucy, and I'm Charlie Brown. They have they're short on pitching. Their lineup looks good. Ronald Acuna is in the full season after ACL. Last time he did that, he went 40-70. I I want to pick them. I want to pick them to win the division again. They're
The year they won the World Series, I think five, if not six, of their nine starters played in 155 games or more, with Matt Olson and Acuna playing 162, and I think Albies played like 161. So when they're healthy, they want to play baseball, and Snitker, their manager, lets them play. So it's obviously can say this about any team. If they remain healthy, and even if Spencer Strider gets back to his, dominating self or part of his dominating self before he got hurt, then yeah, they have a real shot.
yeah. S- Snitker stepped down last year. Um, Walt Weiss is there. Sorry about your forearm, Walt Weiss. He's their manager now. Um,
Man, I'm missing all this
but
shit.
huh?
I just missed that. I totally missed that.
Oh, so but the problem here for me, Jack, Strider now will be back. Was this the second year after Tommy John? Sales a liability. Ronaldo Lopez, he was good last year. His ERA was. Oh wait, no, he wasn't. He made one start. His ERA was 10, but the 24 he was good. His ERA is 3.91. So I don't know. I worry about their pitching, but like you said, fully healthy 1 through 9, the lineup's gonna hit.
Yep.
The lineup.
Going to produce runs.
So luckily they get to beat up on two bad and one possibly over the hill team in the Phillies. So that leaves the Mets, and they are tied. They both are projected for 88 wins.
Okay.
So we know the Mets. Lindor, how long is he going to be back out with the hamate? Maybe middle April, maybe the beginning of May. Um, oh, he made a spring debut, but they're not committing to opening day. So he's swinging. That's good. Juan Soto, just a casual 40 three homers, 263, 396, 525. We don't
30
have to talk
30.
about Juan
He
Soto.
went 30-30 last year.
Yep. Almost 40-40. He had 38 steals.
In
Um,
a year where everybody was like he was overpaid, Juan Soto went 30-30 and damn near went 40-40, and that went under the radar.
so the lineup looks good. They got Freddie Peralta, Clay Holmes, Kodai Senga, David Peterson. I they could easily, in my mind, kind of run away with the whole sitch.
The Mets, yeah, they could. I mean, that's Steve Cohn's there. They want to do that for sure.
We don't have a lot of time, and I'm getting harassed. So let's go real quick American League East, which is tough to say real quick because our favorite team's there. But Rays at the bottom, 81 and 81. They're going back to the trop. And I agree with that. And it's kind of crazy that the worst team is projected to be 500.
The AL Beast, Tom. Maybe you heard.
Yeah. But the one thing about the Rays, if we can say one thing, Junior Caminero is so real.
He's there.
That is the real dude.
He hit a
He,
home run off Paul Skeens, and I texted you, this guy might be all the way legit.
yeah, he's only 22. He had 45 homers. The the trop's kind of a neutral field. It will probably hurt his pitch, his hitting effects, his homer, whatever you want to call it, rate not playing in a AAA field. So I don't know exactly when they go back, but I don't know if it's going to be the whole year, but they are back in the trop this year. The odd thing with the Rays, which they were kind of known for, is like the pitchers are fine. Like
Yeah.
McClanahan can't stay healthy, Pepio can't
Nope.
stay healthy.
Nope.
So they're just not guys that like. I mean, Pepio did make 31 starts last year, but he had a 3.8. Yeah, he was pretty good. Maybe I was wrong there, but AAA field, it's
hmm
going to change everything. Um, then the next team is the
Well, it's not. No,
Orioles. Oh, go
it's
ahead.
a spring training field. It's not a AAA field. That's
Oh,
where
yeah,
the
you're right.
Yankees play spring training. The A's,
Right.
the Athletics play in a AAA stadium.
You're right. Yeah, I had that wrong. Um, then you have the Orioles, who, I mean, if I can say it, Jack, kind of just never
Laid a
took
big
advantage
egg.
of that young crop of guys.
I mean, there's still a young crop of guys there. It's not like Gunnar Henderson is like out of his prime. Um,
No,
but Rutschman took a big step back last year. Corbin Burns not being there was a huge problem for them. I know he got hurt, but they don't have the star pitcher. And I think that's what they've always kind of lacked since like Mike Musina. So I don't see it with the Orioles again. They could surprise everybody. Talk about making a mistake with their fence and then realizing like, oh, this is a bad idea and having to
that
move it
was
in.
so ridiculous. I've never been, but the part of what people were saying was the problem is it was perfect, a perfect baseball field.
Yep. I mean, Mookie Betts thought it was perfect. I think the reason they moved it back was because every time Mookie Betts played a series there, he would hit 3 home runs.
Jackson Holiday, here's a guy, if I can go
Hmm.
Collinsworth here. We talked about the 1-1 pick. You know, he's
Yep.
22. He played his first full major league season last year. 242, 314, 375, 17 homers, 21 doubles. I actually think he is going to get better. Like, that's
Yeah.
not bad for your age 21 season. Or was that? Yeah, that was his 21 season. So I'm not worried about that. They signed Pete Alonso. Like you mentioned, with this team, it kind of boils down to pitching and the weird, Jack. It's a weird catching situation because they extended Samuel Basallo. And you had Rutschman. I think Rutschman might be a little bit of a trade chip. He's got to prove
Maybe,
more.
yeah.
He's just like not a power guy. So if you're not
Which
going to
is
be a
weird
high,
because I mean he
go
did
ahead.
compete in a home run derby once and bat on both sides of the plate. Like I think there's power
Yeah.
there. I just don't think he had many hard hit balls last year.
So he only played 90 games last year, but and
Hmm.
batted 220. So like maybe he's more of his 2024 season, 19 homers, batting 250, but it's last year was a far cry from 2023, 20 homers, batted 277, on
Yeah.
base 374. Like,
And I mean made the Royals contenders and he was having an amazing season that year.
yeah. So now, yeah, that's the Orioles. Now we got to talk about it.
The three-headed monster on
Separating
top.
one game, the top three teams, which I think both of us might think one of these doesn't belong with the other two. And the Yankees are projected for 87 wins, Red Sox and Blue Jays 86. I think you and I are rational, disgusting homers. The Red Sox, are they on the level of the Yankees and the Blue Jays right now?
I think their pitching rotation can make them comparable with the Yankees. I think the team that's getting no respect in that regard is the Toronto Blue Jays, who like decidedly won the American League last year. I shouldn't say that. They had a very good series with the Mariners, but um, I think they're the best team in the league, let alone the division.
So this this team was probably like getting plastic stapled in their locker room for the World Series championship celebration last year. Like, and all they decided to do was go out and sign Okamoto and Dylan Cease. Like, let's get better. And they have, I don't know, who's a better American League first baseman than Vlad Jr.?
Nobody.
No one, right?
Nobody.
He absolutely had a ridiculous season last year. And then in the playoffs, watching him against the Yankees was like the most satisfying thing after the Yankees knocked the Red Sox out. I was like, he is destroying this team single-handedly.
And he's said several times that he hates the Yankees.
Yeah,
Never
you
wants to
love to
play
see it.
there. Yeah, exactly. And
So,
he ascended. He was a good player, and you and I think have both preseason picked him to be the MVP. And without a doubt, had the Blue Jays finished that off, he would have been not only the World Series MVP, but I think he was the playoff MVP if it wasn't Otani.
yeah. So, and then you put on top of it that they had an absolute breakout from Trey to Savage
Hmm.
in the playoffs. I see no other way than I just see them winning the division. And
Me too.
I think the Red Sox and Yankees duke it out for second place. And like you said, I don't know where Garrett Cole's going to land this year. I don't know what is.
I
The
have the
Yankees didn't
feeling
make
that
any changes.
Garrett Cole comes back and he's effective. Like you just can't. When he comes back, he's Garrett Cole. That's my prediction, which sucks. And it doesn't help that the Red Sox traded a certified Garrett Cole killer, because of a internal argument. Like, but you just hope that some of the other lefty bats there pick up that kind of destruction numbers that Devers was giving them.
See, the thing is Cole's being built up to return in May or maybe even June. So I don't know. They won 94 games last year, so maybe I'm crazy in thinking this, but like they made no
Zero Mo's.
changes.
Yeah, I mean they also had Schlittler break out with an a crazy performance against the Red Sox too. So he's kind of
Yeah.
an unknown that he's projected. I mean, people in New York are projecting Schlittler to have a big season. Um, but yeah, the no moves thing is crazy, but they do have the best player in the league. You
Yeah.
know, some would argue the best hitter in all of baseball. I would argue against that, but I
I'd
think
argue
he's
four.
1A or 1B. Sure. I think that's more of a I think 1A, 1B there is the same as, or if not more weight than Skubal versus Crochet for best pitcher in the league. Best
Yeah.
hitter in all majors is Ohtani and Judge, and it's, Bobby Witt Jr. is in the mix, but he's not like that.
So the thing I don't want to say I worry about because I don't for the Yankees' sake. I don't think Judge is going to tick down. If Judge misses time, I just think it's a crater. You just
Yeah.
that hole is so huge. Like last year, Volpe was who he was, and I know New York fans are not Volpe fans. They didn't decide to do anything about it.
Nope.
They're just going to run him out there again. It's a weird
Yep.
thing. I hear on some podcasts there's a Yankee fan that comes on, um, and he just goes off about Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner, just like not liking to change things. And Hal Steinbrenner shouldn't even be the owner. His George didn't want him to take over. He wanted his son-in-law. It's a whole thing. But they have a they have a GM from the 90s. Like when you look at what Judge does for their offense, it's like you guys are lucky he's there. Like you drafted
Hmm.
him, that's great. But when he slams into the Dodger Stadium fence and hurts his toe, you have no contingency there because you don't have Juan Soto anymore. So
Right.
I think it's time, Jack. We The whole offseason is built up to us finally talking about the Red Sox.
Okay.
So doing this when we have some clarity here. Kale, the I guess we don't have clarity because I just looked at the outfield and I was like, I guess we don't. But
Too many spots. Too many guys for
um,
too little spots.
so if we can project here, Roman Anthony leading off, playing left field. Trevor Story playing shortstop, batting second. Jaron Duran DHing, playing DH. Batting third, I mean. Wilson Contreras playing first, batting fourth. Wilyer Abreu playing right, batting fifth. I guess Durbin batting sixth, third base. And then I'm going to say Meyer, Navarez, Rafaela to close it out. Or Mayer,
Oh boy.
Marcelo Mayer playing second base. That's where we've landed. I'm never going to get it right. Is it
Okay.
Meyer or is it Mayer?
It's Meyer.
Yeah, Meyer.
Hmm.
God, I should know this because I
Yeah.
love the
We,
Red
we
Sox.
and we do a Red Sox podcast. Um,
Shit.
so yeah, okay. I have some notes. Mainly, you have five guys who play the outfield, two who are probably going to have to DH. It's crazy to me that a guy with the speed and quickness of Jaron Duran doesn't factor into playing in the outfield, but it's where they are. I think between him and Wilyer Abreu, that is the most likely to be moved during the season. Um, I'm surprised it didn't happen in the offseason with one of those players. But this is the Alex Cora, like this is a good problem to have because the one guy you didn't mention was Yoshida, who can't really play the outfield and needs to be the DH. And who might be a more consistent hitter than anybody we've listed of those outfielders. Not certainly not the power, certainly not the upside of a Roman Anthony, or any of them really. But There's too many guys for too little spots in the outfield. And if you're also talking about having Christian Campbell move to the outfield as well, that creates another guy with no spot.
I just
So
don't,
I
honestly, can
like
I
the
just
lineup that you
interject there?
gave. Yeah,
I don't think Christian Campbell is going to be a major leaguer for the Red Sox ever.
might not be. Might not be.
Um, so yeah, um it's interesting. I understand the speed and quickness of Duran, but I actually don't think he's a better outfielder than the three that we think are going to be there.
Sure, sure.
I mean,
I
two won
mean,
the Gold Glove, so that's hard to argue.
well, one is metrically, by every defensive metric, the best fielder in all of baseball.
So, and I'm going to go down. I'll go down with this ship. He also just misses fly balls sometimes when he catches when he should just catch it.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a
I know. I
sticking
know.
point for me, but he actually is a a difference maker with his bat. And I understand the
On the
eye and the
bases.
patience in the just everything that you want to do from the hitting perspective of Roman Anthony. I don't know why Jaron Duran wouldn't lead off because he's the guy that's like, oh, there's a chance I can get to second base on that ball that's just rolling between left and center field. And now you have that guy at second base with your lineup, the meteor lineup coming up. So I I understand the on base percentage sabermetric reason for Roman Anthony, but that old school thing is still creeping in the back of my mind of why wouldn't that just be Jaron Duran? But I said to you, I wonder if Yoshida should just, or they can use Yoshida's WBC performance, and move him because he just seem like the guy they don't want to play, which seems strange because you're right. If he got regular playing time, he might bat 280, but
Yep.
it's like they don't want to do it. And maybe maybe it's a little bit. Craig Breslow didn't sign him, so sometimes Craig Breslow's like, I don't need that guy. That
Yeah,
wasn't my
he's a
signing.
arrogant piece of shit sometimes.
Whoa,
Well, listen to him
starting off
talk.
hot. I know
Listen to
when
him
he talks,
talk.
sometimes you're just like, oh.
I'm
Um.
sorry, he is.
So now let's go to the strength of the team. Crochet, Sonny Gray, or Crochet, Ranger Suarez, Sonny Gray, Brian Bayo, Jose Oviedo. Oh, Johan Oviedo. That's a good 1 through 5,
Sure is. Exciting to see it,
especially
Sonny. Go
where they
ahead.
slot is what I'm excited
Yep.
about. When you had Gray as the number 2, I was like, uh-oh, fellas, you
Hmm.
might be a little short here. But getting Suarez kind of put everyone where they should be.
Yeah, I agree. Um, they are deep in their rotation. Bullpen wise, it really hinges on Chapman having another kind of magical season like he did last year. Um, Whitlock was good in the whole WBC, but you brought up a great point. There are games where he just simply doesn't have it, and you can tell immediately.
It's
Um,
location. He just
yeah,
loses his location. That's where it is.
I feel like they have this question with the bullpen, and they always find their seventh, eighth, six, seven, eight guys to pitch those innings. So again, I hope they've put a little bit more interest on guys who just fire 100-mile-an-hour pitches, which is really great towards the end of the game. And I think Whitlock will be that like special Andrew Miller, I'll give you 2 innings if I need to type of guy. Um, so there's questions in the bullpen, but their rotation is their strength. I would actually say their outfield is their strength too, because if you can consistently trot out Anthony Rafaela and Abreu, not a lot of balls are going to hit the ground, but all three of those guys can swing it too.
All right. It's time, Jack. It's prediction time. We're not gonna do the whole thing. We're not gonna go division by division, wild cards. That's just too much, and we've gone too long. the 20, we're sitting in our living rooms at the end of October. Who's playing in the World Series?
Wow. Okay. Um, the Dodgers and the Seattle Mariners.
Ooh, okay. Jack, I think it's going to be the Blue Jays and the Mets.
Wow.
I think I think a three-peat is hard. And now
Yeah,
you might be
it
saying
is.
that the Mariners are would end up beating them, but I just think a three-peat is hard, and I think the Blue Jays might have that 2014 Spurs type deal where it was like we're not fucking losing.
I was gonna say isn't it like the 2014, 2015 Royals? Like they went 1 year,
Right.
lost,
Yeah, if you want
and
to use
then
a
they
baseball
came
one,
back.
yeah.
Yeah. And then they came back the
Um,
next year because they were just consistently better than everybody.
and then who is your National League MVP? I think we're gonna land in the
I
same
don't want to
person here.
do it. See, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go actively away from that person for right now. And I'm going to say, to actually back up your argument, I'm going to say this is the year Juan Soto wins an MVP.
I would say the only thing that show reason Shohei doesn't win it, other than obviously like injury or something, is some people are just like, I can't vote for him again. But I think what is
I
happening
hope I
still
that
with
is
this man is he's gonna
that
win it again.
that is the most baseball writer outcome that could possibly happen. Somebody be like, "Well, I can't vote for him 3 years in a row." But this is also the season he resumes full-time pitching duties. He's going
Right.
to be every fifth day starter as opposed to in those other days the leadoff hitter in DH.
Well, and let's not forget that it's not just a it's not just a baseball writer thing because Charles Barkley and Karl Malone have two of Michael Jordan's MVPs
That's
out
true.
of boredom. Um,
And Clyde Drexler too, right?
I don't think did he win one?
Oh, maybe, or maybe they just talked about
All
him
right,
being a threat.
who's your AL pick? This actually I think we might line up on.
My AL pick for MVP. It's a good question, Tom.
I mean, I sent a rundown last night.
Yeah, I know. I haven't. I think I'm kind of waffling on it. Shit. I mean, it should be Aaron Judge, but I'll go with Jose Ramirez just to be different.
Ooh. Oh, see, I thought it would have been pretty clear who this would be if it's not going to be Judge, Bobby Witt Jr.
Oh yeah, of
If the
course. Yeah.
Royals have a really good year, like if they come in second, if they challenge the Tigers, which is saying a lot, but I just think
Yeah,
he regressed to an 8.5 WAR last year.
that's
So
insane.
I just think he is. If Skeens and Judge were talking about it after the WB during after games in the WBC, they were like, he is so good. Judge was like, he
Pat
might be the best player in baseball."
Pasquantino
So,
said that too, and he's like, "I'm biased. That's my shortstop, but Bobby Witt Jr. is the best player in baseball." I
um,
mean, that's nice of those guys to say that to not say Shohei, but it is Shohei Ohtani.
yeah. Um, all right, Cy Young, NL. You
Yamamoto.
had a pick, huh?
Yeah. Yamamoto.
Ooh, Yamamoto. Interesting.
He was so good last year. Yeah, go for it. Say it.
I'm gonna go Paul Skeens.
Yeah, he had if Paul Skeens doesn't play last year, right? Or Paul Skeens isn't there, Yamamoto like runs away with that award.
He actually came in second,
Yeah, I
or I
know.
mean third. Christopher
He
Sanchez came in
did?
second.
Oh wow. Oh, interesting. Yeah,
Uh,
I think Yamamoto continually gets better. Like his first
yeah.
season was really good. His next year was top three Cy Young, and I think this year he just, he looks like he's got it figured out.
And then AL Cy Young.
Garrett Crochet. I'm going to go back on my own argument and say that Garrett Crochet is going to win it this year.
They
And
were
I also
so
want
close
him to
last
win
year.
it.
Okay, that's where my heart leans. And I would love that. And I hope that happens just to be different and not have the same pick. I will say Hunter Brown
Okay.
because talk about a quiet, dominant season last year.
Yep.
So, all right, Jack, we did it. Next time we talk, actual baseball games that count towards their final records are going to be played.
Exciting
If we had the
stuff.
rights, I'd play most wonderful time of the year, but we don't. We don't have
We
any
can't
rights.
afford it.
We can't afford anything. So please like and subscribe. Give us 5 stars. YouTube, uh,
Spotify.
Spotify, Apple. Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly,
wherever you get
preferably
your
YouTube.
podcasts.
Yeah, no, listen to it twice. All right. See you,
Yeah.
Jack.
Bye, Tom.